Well, g'day folks, and welcome back to the channel. And after just under 4 months, welcome back to the homeland, back in Ireland. So the last time, oh, hang on, gotta open up a gate. QB roll! Stuff that. Last time you saw us, or saw me, we were on the Isle of Bute, which was fantastic. Absolutely loved it there, and it's certainly an island that we would like to go back to. Now, after Bute, we came back over to Ireland, spent a few days with seeing family, and now we have crossed over back into County Donegal, and I am up at Fanad Head and Fanad Lighthouse. Now, I'll put a link up here somewhere. I think it's a vlog out there from way early days back out here at Fanad Head. Oh, we just had pretty horrible rain and walking all through the puddles. And so I'm not sure, I might shoot the lighthouse, but just kind of explore the little sort of beachy areas in and around the place. The light, as we came across today, we were actually visiting some friends. We're going to be doing a little bit of dog sitting. And the light, as we were sort of getting here, was stunning. Very thundery sort of weather in the area, but sadly we arrived just a little bit too late, and then the heavens opened, and I've been kind of hunkered down in the van ever since. But it looks like we have a little bit of a break in the weather, and certainly coming over behind me, looks like slightly clearer conditions. You can just see that sun coming out. So just going to explore this little area of beach down here and see where we go. And as always, bring you guys along for the ride. But there you go, yeah, back in Ireland. Might be time for a Guinness. Oh my goodness, that sun is bright. Of course, I was expecting showers to be moving through, and now I'm actually roasting in this Harold red jacket. So I've come across a little scene here, and in fact, certainly the conditions were much more dramatic when I was out here with the iPhone, just because we had some lovely thunderous clouds going on and some lovely rain passing through on the horizon, and I just think it worked better. But we've come back down to the little bit of thrift that we're finding along the edge here, and just got the camera set up at the moment in a horizontal position, and I've tried a couple of different aspect ratios, and I think the little 1x1 works. But of course we have the full 4x3 to play with as well. Now I think what's to my advantage, even though it's sort of brighter conditions, just kind of on the horizon, there's obviously still a little bit of weather out there because we still have some lovely silvery blue light going on. So that's to my advantage, but it's quite bright and perhaps a little bit too harsh on the foreground. But I guess a little starter for 5. And we'll see what else develops. But that is lovely now. I think it's about 18 degrees or something. So we might actually get some nice softer light as the evening progresses. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll put this image up, and we'll see what else we can find here at Fanad Lighthouse, Fanad Head, but probably not shooting the lighthouse. Never say never though, eh? So guys, one of the fantastic things about travelling in the van is the light was really harsh, and I got kind of sucked into. I saw a rainbow appear over the lighthouse, and so I kind of made a beeline for the lighthouse, but it was all a bit sedate. Very clear blue skies and not really a lot going on in the sea below. So I went back to the van, grabbed myself a chicken pita, watched a bit of Modern Family, and now it's about an hour before sunset. So we're back doing gate opening B-roll. You mother... Yeah, so things are quite clear overhead, but now we have some nice softer light going on. So I'm making my way back down to the little scene that we shot before, or somewhere around there, because as I say, I don't think it's worthwhile shooting the lighthouse. I just don't think there's going to be much great shakes going on there, because I think really what works well with that lighthouse is some lovely robust seas and obviously some nice sky above. But now that the light's a bit softer, I think we can look at two things. One, try not to fall into a bog. Whoop. One, yes, the wider scene, and maybe some of these sort of rocks. But two, little intimate scenes as well, because now that that light is softer, that gives us a little bit of an option. So it's about an hour, 50 minutes or so before sunset. So we'll see what we can find, eh? So I've come back down to the same little spot that I was at earlier on. Struggling. I think mainly because the sky's kind of a little bit too bland for me. So I've been just mucking about with a couple of different compositions, both the wider scene, horizontal and vertical, and then the more intimate scene. And I quite like some of the light on the rocks and then some of that thrift. But I fear it'll be one of those when I get it back to the whole digital darkroom. It's not really going to cut the mustard, but kind of finished off here just in a vertical composition, as you can see, kind of pointing down. There's some nice thrift, which is probably just going in the shadow now. Now, what drew me up to the lighthouse earlier on today was I saw a bit of weather coming through, and I think I can see some weather coming through there again, but we've probably only got another half an hour or so before sunset, and I'm not sure I'd make it up there. So I'll throw this image up and we shall wander on. So I'm actually avoiding going back and shooting the lighthouse. I'm staying away from it. Now we only probably have another 2 or 3 minutes, I think, of the sun illuminating the foreground, because I think it's going to go behind a bank of clouds. So actually what I've been focusing on, I love the textures and the lines on these rocks just in front of me here. So I've been kind of just doing a couple of vertical shots, both including the sea and also just those lines, and trying to sort of maybe build a little bit of a path through. With the textures or with the lines, but you can probably already see that light is starting to dissipate a little bit from my face. Bank of clouds, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get snuffed out. Now, what I was really hoping for, there's a small sort of sliver of clouds going across on the horizon. It hadn't quite made it all the way across the frame. I'm hopeful that maybe there will be a little bit of a break in the clouds as that sun dips down lower. Illuminate those clouds there, and I can maybe include them in the final frame. I think there's also some gorgeous clouds and some gorgeous weather in behind the lighthouse, so that also would have been quite a nice shot to have, but I just didn't have the time to run around. So I'm going to now wait and see whether or not we get any light, whether that sun is going to be poke out from behind the clouds. But I'll put this image up now, and then fingers crossed we maybe get one more. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to get any more light. But I have just been playing about with a couple of additional compositions. I love the textures on the rocks, and a lot of the lines are kind of, horizontal to each other, but then there's a couple of them that just almost look like little soft strands. Just beautiful. Now, you might not be able to make that out behind me, but the clouds behind the lighthouse have taken on some incredible colour. Big, crazy clouds looking lovely, but sadly no light and it's only about another 3 or 4 minutes before sunset, and it's a huge bank of clouds out on the horizon, but just beautiful. Love this area. And I forgot, in and around this peninsula and on the other side of this peninsula over on the Inishowen side, boulders strewn. If you're into your shiny coloured shapely boulders, this is the place for you. Just beautiful. Well, what I'll do is I'll put up a couple of last images from just standing here, trying to sort of play a little bit with composition. As I said, didn't really come together because the image that I really wanted, by the time a kind of cloud had come across on the sort of far distant horizon, we'd lost the light from the foreground. But that's okay. Remember, folks, it's about getting out rather than trying to make images and get really downtrodden when it doesn't all come together. What an absolutely beautiful place to spend an evening, and a welcome reminder that despite all of our travels over the last year, Ireland and the wild Atlantic way is pretty special. Now, hopefully, I haven't checked the updated forecast, but hopefully tomorrow morning we get a little bit of light and see whether we can make something of some of the other compositions and some of the other frames in and around this area. But I guess that's going to be a story for next time. So from back on the wild Atlantic way, once again, thanks for following along, and until next time, take care. Bye-bye.